Hey YouTube, Jim here. Welcome to Top 10 Archive. I think we can all agree that robberies are a bad thing, and that anyone caught stealing should be arrested and sentenced for their crime. But every now and then, there's a robbery caught on camera that's just so brilliant, we can't help but root for the bad guys. And that's exactly what today's video is about. The top 10 most brilliant robberies caught on camera. Now before we steal your time, why not join the family by hitting that subscribe button and notification bell so you'll never miss out on future videos. If you wind up enjoying this video, slap that like button and tell us what masterpiece you'd make off with during the perfect heist in the comment section below.
Number 10. Helicopter Bank Robbery. This is perhaps the most movie-esque robbery of all time. An unknown gang broke into a Swedish bank and stole more than $5.3 million in minutes using, you guessed it, a helicopter. CCTV footage shows the helicopter landing on the roof of the bank before taking off and leaving the crooks to carry out the robbery. The armed gang breaks through the glass roof and, using a ladder, gets into the building and raid the vault using an angle grinder. CCTV footage shows the gang collecting bundles of cash, working in harmony as they quickly and efficiently gather up their prize. The gang then leave the same way they entered, through the glass roof and off in a getaway helicopter. Number 9. Ingenious Pharmacy Robbery. In January 2016, two clever thieves got inside of a pharmacy and used what we can only describe as brilliant techniques to steal more than $1 million worth of prescription medicine. The thieves' methods were like something out of a Jason Bourne movie. They managed to avoid motion detector sensors and even thought to pour an unknown substance on the ground to stop it from igniting as they worked on opening the safe. The entire crime only took 2 hours, which is incredible given how much loot they managed to get away with. Number 8. Burka Gang. We've all seen images of robbers hiding their identity with masks, bandanas, and even stockings. But this gang had a new approach to covering their faces. Burkas. Yes, really. A group of men stormed an upmarket London department store, Selfridges, pretending to be wealthy Muslim women and made off with designer watches worth more than $1.7 million. The robbery, which took place in 2013, was caught on camera and by witnesses, and because they were armed with axes and other weapons, the staff and security at the Oxford Street store could only watch on in horror as the gang made off with their loot. Number 7. Fastest ATM Robbery. This next robbery is incredibly fast, and the gang is in and out in just over a minute. The three men can be seen entering the vestibule and immediately getting to work on the ATM. They all seem to have their own roles, which makes the operation look super slick, and they work in tandem to get to the cash that they're hoping to make away with. It doesn't take long for them to achieve their goal, and before the 1-minute 14-second clip ends, they leave with their bounty. Judging by the speed and the organization of the crime, we assume this can't have been their first robbery. Number 6. Least Subtle ATM Robbery. From the fastest ATM robbery to the least subtle. In this clip, two men in white boiler suits are seen on CCTV as they wait for a truck to pull up. The vehicle reverses up to the door of a building, and the two men pull a thick cable from the back of it. They then stroll inside the building, ignoring the fact that there's at least one person inside, and loop the cable around the ATM. Once the machine has smashed its way through the building, the criminals gather up their loot and speed away in their getaway truck. Number 5. Don't mess with security. This robbery isn't brilliant because it was successful. It's mind-blowing because of the security guard's reaction to the entire situation. In early 2018, at a 7-Eleven in Gardena, Louisiana, two teenage crooks invaded the store with weapons and jumped over the counter where a terrified employee stood with his hands up. The duo was trying to open the cash register and get away with whatever they could when a security guard enters the store and sees what's unfolding. The guard immediately draws his weapon, and the young thieves panic, telling the security guard over and over that their weapons are fake. The security guard opens fire anyway, telling them, "Mine is real." He can then be seen continuing to wave his gun around at the terrified teenagers as they lie injured behind the counter. Thankfully, the teenagers survived the shooting and were later released from police custody. The fate of the security guard remains unknown, but we imagine some questions were asked about whether there was a need to shoot the young men. Number 4. A stolen cow. Sometimes criminals aren't after money or jewelry. They're after cows. No, really. Take a look at this next clip. The footage shows a white car pull up and a cow walking over to the man. Some time passes and it's unclear as to what's about to happen, but for reasons unknown, but probably dealing with money, what happens is the man starts pushing the cow into the back of the car. The animal is clearly distressed and it takes some time to get its big bulk into the car. But the man manages and then drives away with his stolen cargo. While we can't be sure why this crime happened, one thing is for sure: a car that small and an animal that size, clowns need to take notes. Number 3. A TV is hidden in a dress. This woman doesn't need a getaway car at all. She uses her long dress as her method of hiding her loot. Caught on CCTV in Costa Rica in 2015, we see the woman stroll into the store with a friend and pick up the TV that's caught her fancy. She then waits for a second before openly stuffing it up her dress. The woman grips the TV between her thighs before casually walking back out of the store with her prize. The simplicity of the robbery is brilliantly funny, and according to the caption of the original video, police were still looking for the woman, but with her face on camera throughout the crime, we can only assume that she was eventually caught. Number 2. An unsuccessful bank robbery. This next robbery is brilliant because of how unsuccessful it was and also how bravely the bank workers acted. In the video, which was released in 2011, we see the desperate thief stroll casually into the bank and slowly pulling a balaclava over his face. The women working at the bank screamed and triggered the alarm as the lone man hits the bulletproof window with a hammer 198 times over a 4-minute time period to try and reach the bank's vault. The women working can be seen making a call and carrying metal cases away from the window before grabbing their own weapons and standing back to watch the criminal try to reach them. They're even seen threatening the armed man as they run back and forth, seemingly following their bank's protocol. The man finally makes a hole big enough to climb through, but before he grabs his loot and manages to escape, the cops show up to save the day. Number 1. Hatton Garden Jewel Heist. Our number 1 brilliant robbery caught on tape is Britain's biggest ever raid. In 2015, on Good Friday, 6 men entered the Hatton Garden Safe Deposit Company in London's exclusive Diamond District. The gang drilled through the night to get into the underground vault, and footage shows them smashing their way into around 70 separate safety deposit boxes before making away with jewels worth more than $76 million. Police believe that the gang somehow disabled or removed the CCTV cameras from the area before they began their operation, but they obviously missed at least one camera, judging by the leaked footage. Despite 3 years of meticulous planning, the gang was eventually caught through the vehicles they used, and each member was convicted and sent to jail. Thanks for stopping by to watch our list of the 10 most brilliant robberies caught on camera. Remember to subscribe, click the bell and like button, and don't forget to tell us what masterpiece you'd make off with during the perfect heist.